just gets worse.
To justify, so you have to come out and apologize. And, you know, people forgive. That's what this country, and again, I'll bring him up, Richard Nixon. This country forgave Richard Nixon. They can forgive Richard Nixon. Yeah. They can forget anything. One other announcement Mike made, you didn't see it. He's going to become a vegetarian now.
Oh. He's going to be, what, he's going to be suspended for, what, a year maybe? We're going to see him again, though.
Tomorrow, the executive commission meets, and I have a funny feeling that's another reason why this was done today.
Oh, a little spin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he is going to get some kind of sanction against him, I'm sure. And I'm sure the Holyfield people might seriously consider filing civil charges against him. I mean, he did attack him. It was an assault.
What about that? Yeah, that brings up parole violation, maybe.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to cut him some slack on that. He did take a swing at a security officer or a police officer.
That wasn't moving. He missed him
twice.
That
was the problem all night.
Like most of his punches had missed. Yeah, created a severe breeze.
He already wants a rematch with Evander, but you know, like Evander said, this isn't tennis. Anybody, you got to play your way back into the game, right?
That's right. Either that or he gets one of those Hannibal Lecter masks.
That was it. You stole it.
Something to disable his mouth so he can just breathe. You know.
Well, what do you think?
I'm really happy he did this.
Yeah.
Again, because, you know, I have to go on the air tonight as we're taping this. I go on at 5 o'clock. And, you know, to have to go on the air and rip this guy apart, which I would have had to do, and I will a little bit anyway. But it's good that he had the sense, or Don King had the sense, to come out and do this. Because it shows, you know, he looked like he was remorseful. It looked like it sank in like, oh, my God, I bit this guy's ear off. Right. I better apologize. And I think it was a smart move for his career. And I think it was the smart move for him personally. And again, like I said earlier, guys, he's got to get somebody in his corner to tell him he's a screw-up, not to keep saying, you know, oh, Mike, I love you, you're the greatest guy in the world. Say, Mike, you've got problems, man. You've got to go get them taken care of.
And he's always been able to throw money at his problems, and it didn't work this time.
He's got these lackey yes men, you know, that he surrounds himself with, and it's got to change. That has got to change.
What about, and where's he been the whole time? Where's Don King? Maybe we just saw him a little bit here, huh? Maybe he was working the strings?
I think so. I think Don was shocked. And you know, again, Don knew you couldn't justify that. After you saw him in the fight interview after, or the post-fight interview, he kept saying, I have to wait and see. I have to wait and see what happened. I don't know what happened. And they took a couple days, and they came up with the right solution to this.
And as sickening and despicable as the act was to bite both ears, to me, it was more sickening and despicable that he tried to justify it afterward, but you know, as if he was the first guy ever cut in a fight or something. Like this is really some unusual thing that he had to take some drastic measure.
Just no sense of value system at all. That's what's scary about it, Richie, is that he wouldn't even have a concept of how heinous his act was.
Imagine what Chuck Wepner would have done if he'd every time he fled, he'd eaten a guy whole.
All right, we got a couple of minutes left. We'll go to break, come back, and we'll clear the decks, let these guys talk about anything that's bothering them. We come back and finish things up on the Sports Roundtable.
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. This telecast is the property of Fox Sports Net, its affiliates, and Major League Baseball. Any rebroadcast